The 1970s was a time of transformation, cultural revolutions, political turmoil, and social change. But amidst it all, a spiritual awakening swept through America, unlike anything seen before. This was the Jesus movement. By the late 1960s, the countercultural revolution had taken hold. The youth rejected traditional norms, seeking meaning in free love, drugs, and rebellion. But many found themselves lost, disillusioned, searching for something more. For some, the hippie movement provided temporary answers. But as the years passed, many realized that material possessions, political ideologies, and even hallucinogenic experiences couldn't fill the void they felt inside. That something more came in the form of a radical return to Jesus Christ. Young people, often called Jesus freaks, abandoned drugs and Eastern mysticism for a personal relationship with Christ. They preached a message of love, redemption, and forgiveness, attracting thousands. The movement wasn't confined to churches. It was a grassroots revival that took place in coffee houses, music festivals, and even in people's homes. The message was simple: Jesus is the answer. Leaders like Chuck Smith, a traditional pastor in Costa Mesa, California, opened the doors of his church, Calvary Chapel, to hippies who had nowhere else to turn. At a time when mainstream churches rejected these young seekers, Smith welcomed them with open arms. Then there was Lonnie Frisbee, a charismatic street preacher whose passionate faith helped ignite the movement. Frisbee, with his long hair and unconventional approach, became a bridge between the counterculture and the church. His influence helped fuel the rise of Calvary Chapel, and later the Vineyard Church movement. The movement exploded. Thousands flocked to the beaches of California to be baptized in the Pacific Ocean. These mass baptisms became an iconic symbol of the movement, with new believers eager to publicly declare their faith. It was unlike anything I had ever felt before, recalls one former Jesus People member. We had found something real, something true. One of the defining aspects of the Jesus movement was its music. Rock, folk, and contemporary Christian music merged to create anthems of faith that reached a generation through a language they understood. The mainstream couldn't ignore it. In 1971, Time magazine ran a cover story titled "The Jesus Revolution." Even evangelist Billy Graham embraced the movement, recognizing it as a genuine work of God. Like all movements, the Jesus movement eventually faded as the 1980s approached. However, its impact remains. Today's worship culture, Christian music, and seeker-friendly churches all trace their roots back to the radical revival of the 1970s. The Jesus movement of the 1970s was more than just a trend. It was a revival. It was proof that in times of chaos, people will always seek hope. And sometimes they find it in the most unexpected places. Did you experience or hear stories about the Jesus movement? Share in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into faith and history.